record. We are going to run through it once, but I want to look at these. I see that she's fast, but the whole thing is that she does the same thing as Mariachi Sinclair from the previews. So, Marsh, I don't know how to pronounce this. 3 to 11, that's normal. Gain 2 haste, okay. I mean, that's pretty fast. That's what, 6 to 9? That's pretty fast. 3 aggro as well. This is a tanky ID. Gain 1 poise count, gain 1 poise count. Okay, whatever. Punition, 4 to 14. This is the second one of these. That's a 4 to 14. I hate 4 to 14. Whatever. If this unit's speed is higher than the target's coin power plus 2, so that changes it from a 4 to 14 to a 4 to 18, which is actually really good. It doesn't do a lot of damage. 2 poise count, 4 aggro, gain 2 poise on first hit, inflict 2 bind on second hit. Very speed-oriented. 18 to 22 at 7 plus poise, final power plus 4. Now that would matter if the only way she gained poise was not this. Clash Wind, deal more damage based on clash count, up to 10. Inflict Declared Duel, that's just a thing. Apply 2 haste next turn to 2 allies with the slowest speed, and 70% damage on crit. I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to try. If the unit's speed is higher than the target's coin power plus 1 for every speed difference, coin power plus 1 for every 1 speed difference, max 3, and gain 1 poise on evade up to 10 times, which is great. So it's like a 5 to 15, 5 to 18 is what it maxes out. She does have aggro. On evade, gain 1 haste next turn and lower this user's stagger threshold by 5, max 3. And then if the fastest ally's speed is higher than the speed of all enemies, the fastest ally gains clash power plus 1. And if they're from Sync Association, the fastest ally deals 10% more pierce. I mean, she's fine. There's nothing really special here. Tanks are always going to be meh. She has pretty good coin power, but that's about it. She'll clash well. Minus offense level doesn't matter, who cares? It's fine. Like, there's nothing special about this. Remise, it's another 3 to 11. If the unit's speed is faster than the target's by 2 or more, coin power plus 1. So that becomes a 3 to 13, which is not bad at all. I think Dawn has the same skill 1. Except doesn't gain poise count, it's just damage. And then gains haste with each hit. These are very fast IDs. What's the passive? Turn end, gain 2 max speed next turn for every 5 poise count, up to 6. So if you have 15 poise count, your max speed goes up to 14. Combat start, if speed of all allies is higher than speed of all enemies, gain 1 pierce damage up. That's easy. This is a pretty easy passive to activate, and 10% pierce damage is fine. The fastest ally on evade gains 1 haste next turn. That is useless. Skill 2, engagement, 4 to 16, is that? That's pretty good. If the unit's speed is higher than the target's, coin power plus 1 for every 2 speed damage difference, up to 2. If you're 4 speed faster than the target, this is a 4 to 22. Gain 2 poise, 4 poise count across the entire skill if you clash win and then hit twice. Okay. Contre attack. See, this is what I saw on the preview. This skill has so much text on it, so we're going to read it last. Defensive. It's just a 4 to 10 evade. Who cares? It's a 5 to 17. Inflicts Declared Duel on first hit, and last coin has 50% damage increase on crit. Haven't had a 3-star entirely defined by their massive wall of text on skill 3 in a while. If the unit's speed is higher than the target's, coin power plus 1 for every 2 speed difference up to 3. So it can become a 5 to 26. Clash win, consume 10 poise count, gain poise equal to poise count consumed, and against targets with declared duel, gain poise equal to poise count consumed times 2 instead. So if you use this with 10 poise count, you're instantly at 20 poise. But also, you're losing all of your poise count. If this unit conducted a single combat, established when the attacked slot is targeted by a single unit and only by that single unit, This condition is established only between the attacking unit and the attacked slot. Does not apply to reused skills. With the target slot's attack skill, inflict 1 fragile on hit twice per turn. We could do the poise gift since we have a few poise IDs, I suppose. All these have bonus, so yeah. Give me cigarette holder. Oh, yep, it starts him with 0 rest bonus. That's fine. Okay. It doesn't look like there's any buffs on them. They are level 40, I suppose. That's whatever. No, harpoon! At least all the new animations have been good. But I still think they just need to focus on releasing content instead of, which, to be fair, we did get Mirror Dungeon 3 hard. Literally an hour and a half ago, so I guess that is content to an extent. Okay, most choices from this one. This is the team we're going to be using the entire dungeon, by the way. I don't expect this to be very hard, unless they add random shit. If they put Ricardo as a boss on the final floor, maybe we struggle a little bit, but that's a big if right there. Also, yeah, there are 5 floors, I know that. So this is going to be very tedious. I haven't really seen Sinclair do anything yet. I'll be honest. I can't get him up to high enough poise to do his skill 3 properly. Hey, that looks cool. I haven't used his skill 3. Maybe I just use his skill 3 to see how it looks. Look at all this text, man. Oh yeah, it just literally inflicts 2 fragile if you had a Clash win. That's insanely good, even without the poise. And the fact that his skills are based on how fast he goes. Chat, I'm thinking this new Sinclair might be one of the best IDs in the game. Just from the fact that he rolls insanely high for very little effort. He can't really get his gimmick going. Something Nirvana High Paladin. I've never read Nirvana High Paladin. I've never played against Endymion except the one time you played it, and I just negated you turn 1. This is a min roll on his speed, Jet. Wonder if the middle guys are gonna show up on the later floors. They showed up on... Okay. No, I still have to pick... I mean, yeah, I'll take enemy defense level up. Why does the enemy level go up by an additional 1 if I take Painkiller, one of the worst ego gifts in the game? I mean, I can take Homeward, but I haven't taken any damage. I'll take Homeward, just so we have it later, I guess. Perversion is good early in a run, and I don't think I want to buy anything else. I do appreciate that the enemy buffs aren't just enemies gain 7 coin power, or whatever it was before. Though, because that was annoying. I hate that I like new Sinclair, because I do not like Sinclair. It's just a really nice ID that you can bring in any team that just rolls super high and just kills everything. The whole reason I waited this late was because I wanted to do this immediately after Ultra Kill. I didn't want to have to stream twice today, and I probably am not going to stream tomorrow because I want to edit. Like, I don't have... The only poise gift I have is the pendant that gives me poise anyways, and Greg has 19 count with 12 poise. Slash and Wrath, either Pink Shoes or Very Long Legs. I don't know if they've rebalanced it. That is neither Pink Shoes nor Very Long Legs. I forgot these guys existed. I don't know, it doesn't seem that bad so far. This seems literally like I'm just running a Mirror Dungeon 3. Don't like these guys. Tear Apart hits really hard if you can't clash it. Bam Bam makes a Mirror Dungeon 2 hard. I don't know, these guys have never really bothered me after Chapter 3 was done. They didn't even really bother me in Chapter 3. Like, they were never that big of a threat in my eyes. Let's see. Enemy level up +4? What is this? I think I'm picking this no matter what, because they always get 5% max HP, and it basically looks like they're getting +1 power no matter what I pick. It's the Ego Gift icon, but I don't know what it means in terms of enemies. We're picking... Oh, it gives me another gift. Okay, well, I'm definitely picking Tomorrow's Fortune, then. Is there anything happening in the world of gaming soon? Because I haven't seen anything that necessarily interests me all that much. Silk Song? Shut up, Joel. You know that game is never coming out. Good question. Let's find out. Gluttony Lust. Ugh. Okay. Lay your head to pray. You hear the sound of trumpets. You do not look up. You merely take in that sound, because prayers are supposed to be like that. Okay, I'll take 20 SP and HP. And $30. Crab! I love crab. Mostly because of the music. The game still has a problem of slash damage being pretty much useless, by the way. There's like one new fight where slash damage mattered. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be giving my opinions of Chapter 5, aren't I? I forgot I was meant to be doing that. Okay, so Chapter 5, gameplay-wise, was, like, fine up until the dungeon. I'll say the fight against Ricardo, everybody was talking about it in Discord like it was actually difficult, and I beat it first try with very little trouble. It's probably easier than Guido overall, in fact, which is saying something. Mostly because you don't need to worry about getting under 10 turns, I think, but also, you know, inside the dungeon, some of those fights piss me off. Enemies that just, the entire gimmick is that they're at 45 sanity at all time, and you have to start a fight at 0 sanity, isn't fun. Both lazy and also frustrating to deal with. Especially with the fight against... Both fights against Ahab were just awful. Also, the fact that you can't go into... That attack did 270 damage. The fact that you can't go into the abnormality fights with sanity built up is also annoying. Specifically against the clam. Silt Current I barely got through first try because I just had no idea what I was supposed to do, so I just kind of let everyone corrode multiple times. But I still beat it first try. But yeah, I think every fight inside the whale was just awful. Design-wise. Except for the Skin Prophet. That fight is okay. It's a little boring and easy. It's decently designed. I think all the abnormality fights are well designed. It's just that you have to start them at 0 sanity, so they're not fun. The music is phenomenal, as always. There wasn't really any question about that. Story-wise, there's a bunch of stuff that does not make sense. I know they have to make you go through the dungeon somehow. But a lot of the stuff regarding Ahab just didn't make much sense to me. Personally, I mean, I get it, Ahab is a delusional twit, but it was kind of just like, eh. Story-wise, the last cutscene was emotional, of course, but that's just because it always is. Other stuff I don't like. The setup for the cutscene before fighting Ricardo really bothers me. Because they had a really easy setup for why the middle is going to fight you, and then they just decided to be funny instead. And that's really annoying when the writing in this series is pretty good overall. Like, I legitimately think that that is one of the, probably the worst writing decision they made in the entire chapter. I appreciate that there aren't as many filler fights now. Like, pretty much every fight has a cutscene except for, like, 1 or 2 of the pirate fights. And the pirates are decent enemies, I guess. The entire party boat segment can be dropped and the story would not suffer. Like, the part where you're fighting the Whale of the Thousand Strands literally doesn't need to be there. It adds nothing to the story. The hair coupon bit is funny, but yeah, I wouldn't have done that. Those are big. Oh, this is Pequod things. Okay, these are the frustrating enemies I'm talking about. See how they just have 12 sanity already? That's because every turn, they just gain sanity. And it's super annoying, because stuff like this will happen. It's not your first encounter with the whale, though, Affit. That's why it's annoying. Your first encounter with the whale is the hand thing that takes place immediately before it in the story. And those fights are really satisfying to do. Specifically the second one, where it's 4 waves and you have to do it in 10 turns. That was fun. I liked that. Why did we have to see a second mermaid-whale combination? The hand thing is good. I liked that. That's a climactic event in the game. But I don't think we lose anything if we take out the party boat segment, is all I'm saying. Yeah, the one with Cinqlair. Exactly. These guys are level 55. Okay, are you finding Mirror Dungeon 3 hard? I mean, it was basically indistinguishable from Mirror Dungeon 3 normal until this fight. Because pretty much everything was on par with us, and now these enemies are randomly level 55. I mean, I get that it was a hard fight, but, like, you know. Okay, well, at least I got my sanity back from this. Overall, it's not been too bad, though. Even this fight isn't really that big of a deal. It's just gonna take a few turns because the enemies are a bit chonky. Like, these are giant mermaids. For some reason. Ah, piss. Okay, well, that was bound to happen, I guess. Ding filth. Oh yeah, this is the best song in the entire chapter, by the way. This one right here. I love that all of the new music in this chapter was done with triplets as a main theme in the songs. It's so cool. Am I even gonna... Why does this guy have so much health left? What happened? Is he literally just... Okay, it would help if I were getting heads hits, please. Totally not resetting the centipede fight so I can have Heathcliff skill 3 out of 6+ speed slots. That's very much a Heathcliff moment. I'll take the blue Zippo. That wasn't even the boss of the floor. The bull cry? Oh, yeah, it's Talisman Doll. Here. Perfect. That's exactly where I wanted her to target to. What is this targeting? Oh, that's also targeting Rhodia. Well, I can't stop both of them, so this shouldn't take long. Heathcliff is on half health. At least you don't fight the doll every time you try a burn team for the dungeon. True. So that no one will cry single-handedly made burn comps in Mirror Dungeon bad. I don't know if anybody knew this, but burn comps were bad anyways because they have, like, no support. Like, if Ryoshi gets a good burn ID, then she'll be really nice for burn teams in general, because 4th match flame on her is just really good. Also, Rhodia, because her 4th match flame is also really good. Burn has more ego than it has IDs. This is true. I have indeed watched the Esku video, and no, it really didn't make me feel anything about Burn. I already thought it was kind of trashed. But yeah, they really need to, like, add more support for Burn. Because it has nothing. Well, 3 of 4 Burn IDs have a serious case of Season 1 ID. This is also true. When every ID was bad, pretty much. Except W Don and R Heathcliff. And Ting Tang Hong Lu. Those 3 are the only ones that are good. Oh, I just realized I'm inflicting Burn right now. Don't worry about it. I wonder if they put the Railway 2 bosses at the end of this. I wouldn't be surprised if Dimension Shredder and Lantern and stuff were bosses in this. Who will be the boss of Railroad 3? None of them. There won't be one. Okay, no matter what, I'm getting an additional gift. Base power +2, defense level -4. Okay, game. Base power +1, coin plus coin power +1, minus coin power -1. We are never taking this anyways. Offense level +7, defense level -7. This will make it so that they roll a lot higher. They're going to roll a lot higher no matter what, unless I take Melted Eyeball, which is just useless. Yeah, I think we just take this one. Overload 1. And we don't take any hard fights. That's all. Yep, that's predictable, honestly. Oh, maybe I don't use that one. Actually, as long as I... No, it's fine. I can use it. Because she restores most of the sanity that she uses on it. 63 offense level. Also, yeah, this is a cool animation and everything, but it doesn't really matter to me. At all. Okay, so she's gonna be at 15 sanity after this turn. Nice crit? What? Okay. I'll take it. Yeah, the pair of cigarette holder nebulizer is always going to be one of the strongest ego gift combinations you can have. Funny. Funny damage right there. I really don't have much to comment on here. These are just fights. Chat. This game is, like, fine, but there is just nothing to talk about during it. Centipede takes forever? This is true, but it's always going to take forever. Actually, it's not even... I beat it in 3 turns during the railroad, didn't I? I pity the one that binds. Yeah, that's what you have to pick for it. Why are you the only one who can win these? And that gets you Disc Fragment. Objectively terrible ego, by the way. Anyone who thinks Disc Fragment is good is just wrong. What boss do you think we're gonna end up with? Probably the least interesting one. Is there a new fight that they added in Mirror Dungeon 3, or is it all just old stuff? Because I haven't seen a new one yet. I've mostly just seen Cromer repeatedly. I think Pierce Gloom is KQH, in fact. It's either that or it's Fairy Gentleman. It's not Centipede. This fight is kind of really lame. Just so everyone knows. It doesn't do anything. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, well. Is he getting off? Oh, Heathcliff is gaining offense and defense level up. It's not the boss. He was just behind the boss. Alright, can we stagger this turn? That would be really nice. I don't really expect it to happen, but it would be nice. Because that means we get to skip all the annoying parts of the fight, basically. I guess they wouldn't have Ricardo as a floor boss, because if they did, they would just have his thing be blunt. They couldn't show an affinity bonus damage, you know? Okay, he has 1000 HP left. Good. Beat his ass. Yeah, this fight isn't even dangerous. Never has been. It's always just been long. Why is that doing so much? Okay, Ishmael is out of poise. That's not really that big of a deal, but okay. And hopefully Greg will kill with his pistol. Hey, what? God dang it. Really? Man, sometimes this game just does not like you. Does Carmilla upgraded twice just, like, basically kill every enemy on the field at the start of battle? I haven't had really any chance to get Carmilla at all in the new Mirror Dungeon. Yep. Heathcliff gets staggered now. That's fine. Alright, if Greg crits his pistol shot, we win right now. Perfect. That fight is so easy. Okay, so... I should definitely take Clear Mirror Calm Water, right? Because it gives power up. No, it doesn't. They changed it. Increase the ally's critical hit damage multiplier from 1.2 to 1.7. If a critical hit consumes poise count, the ally gains 10 offense level up next turn. Oh god, yeah, that's terrible. Why would you ever pick that? Oh good, every clash is going to be struggling now. And we're not going to do a lot of damage this turn, really, but that's fine. By that I mean we're going to do a decent amount. Every enemy buff for floor 5 is just going to suck. Probably. I wouldn't doubt that there isn't a single one that's good. Oh. Neutral... Why does it become dominating when I select it? What? What? Sinclair is going in every single fight. He hasn't even used... Ego! That hit did 150. Oh wait, that was one of the axe guys. I should have been paying attention to that. I don't think he really rivals Sinclair, though, is the problem. Sinclair is still really, really good in compare- Ooh. Okay, Heathcliff needs sanity now. I kind of forgot that it doesn't heal his own sanity. And now he's going to be at a negative for the next turn. Okay, he's going to be at 0. My bad. Nothing will beat 30 base power skill 3. That is always going to be the case, yeah. I think Foregone Conclusion can out-damage that skill, but it can't outpower it. Floor 5 high-risk battles have level 63 enemies. Okay. Cool. Some of this is just actually insane. Roll range just... I know I gave them 17 attack offense level up, but man, the middle mooks have no music. Epic. I've had other enemy types have the middle music in the fight, actually. I only fought the middle in the mirror dungeon one time, and they had their music. It was in normal, though. Why is it always K-Corp on this floor? What? Especially if you're using a base ego. Better than T-Corp? True, actually, yeah. Can you see T-Corp as enemies in this? Because I haven't seen them. Yes? Oh, I'm so glad I didn't see those guys. I'm so glad I didn't see them. They were annoying enough in the railway. With 2 waves. There's 6 of them. That just sounds like somebody was having a bad day at the office and they wanted to make their players feel pain. No, oh, this is actually going to go bad no matter what I do on her, so I'll just block. The K-Corp dudes can outroll Sunshower. Yeah, but Yisang's Sunshower has never been one of the highest rolling ego in the game. 30 isn't that high of a number anymore. The high rolling ego have always been like Ardor Blossom Star, Merceau's Pursuance and Capote, Rhodia's Pursuance, Dawn's Fluid Sac. Slash Sloth, Sunshower... No, Sunshower is resistant to Slash. This is the Skin Prophet. I recognize Slash weakness anywhere, dude. This is like the only boss in the entire game that's weak to Slash. Okay, all these are unclashable. The way this works is you light the candles and then you beat the shit out of him. What are the candle... I can't see resistances right now. Right? Are they level 61? Okay. He's gonna do a lot of damage to me. I think Heathcliff is just going to get staggered here. I don't think there's a way around that. Okay. Which two are the least likely to get staggered? That one, definitely. And I think all the other ones are kind of the same odds, so I'll just target this one.
직접 알게 합니다.
Fey Lantern is easier? What, can Fey Lantern be this boss slot? Because that's funny if that's true. Oh, did I not stack? No, I stacked it. Okay.
깨달았나?
Yeah, Fey Lantern is here. Why is that an end boss? That's so oh, come on. Really? Well, that's annoying. It's on 3 health. You're kidding. There. Papa Bongi is an end boss? I thought Papa Bongi was a floor 4 boss. Also, this is now annoying because I have to spend a turn clashing with these when I could be damaging him. I'll do it. Neutral. Bruh. I think Heathcliff is just going to die, actually. So I will let him get hit with everything, I've decided. What, one of them's targeting Rhodia? That's fine. But he resists he resists everything because of how this fight works, right? I'm just gonna take the hits. I'd rather inflict some damage right now. I have another purple coming up. And then this will let me get an additional hit in. Yeah, that sucks. But that's okay. And now Heathcliff gets staggered and maybe even killed. We'll see. Why are you targeting? Okay. Sure. Yeah, I think Heathcliff is in trouble. That's okay though. My form empties, Fey Lantern, Ambling Pearl, that makes sense, Silk Current, and Skin Prophet. So basically all the new bosses and the old bosses that were a pain. Got it. Okay. Now he's weak to Slash, Pride, Gloom, and Sloth, right? Everything is struggling. That's a problematic development. Which one of these are annoying again? He's not using the AoE right now. That's fine. I can Mind Whip, so I will. Struggling? Yeah. Okay. We use Lantern. We use Pursuance. And we use Fluid Stack. Because otherwise Heathcliff is just dead. Now the counters against the Fluid Sack do pose a bit of an issue, but it should be fine. As long as the second Lantern doesn't just target candles, we'll be okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. I'm not supposed to hit the candles at all. I forgot. Maybe this boss isn't as free as people think it is. I think it's just because I was an idiot there, but also, yeah. I think this should stagger, right? Or come close to. Oh no, he resists blunt. It won't even come close. That was super effective damage. Actually, it wasn't, because the candle's not lit. Right. But at least Heathcliff survived. Oh no, he's still weak right now. I should just full target him, right? Look, I'll even show y'all. This is a safe thing to do right now. I don't know what I'm going to do about the mass attack, but that is a safe thing that I just did there with Ishmael. Really taking the entire thing, huh? That's okay. We'll Rhyme Shank, because that'll help us deal a lot more damage. Actually, we'll Corrode Rhyme Shank if it lets me target the Prophet himself. Yeah, perfect. Fluid Sac, probably not necessary. What? Oh, Sinclair is staggered. Okay. Or it damages itself instead. Really? I've never actually snuffed out all the candles in this fight because I just didn't bother. But, that's funny, if true. I should be looking for an attack that actually beats the mass attack, shouldn't I? Because he resists blunt. We'll just assume that one of Greg's ego can do that. How about? It actually can? Wait. Okay, sure. Are we staggering him this turn? Probably. Because we're using Blind Obsession, of course. Unfortunate Tails hit. That's okay. Yeah, that always hits everyone, so that's fine. 400 damage crit. I mean, I know most of that was against the candles, but... I got Clam Boss for final? That's unfortunate. That fight is annoying in the dungeon. Like, I'm not gonna stagger him. I'm realizing now. But I am going to snuff out this candle, I think. Maybe not. It's just not getting snuffed out, and I don't know why. Weirdly worded in the passive, but it hinted in the observation logs, which I tried, and it's kind of funny. Why is ABD a guarantee? 40-20 poise, by the way. That's great. Guaranteed crit. Ow. Yeah, they're all snuffed out, so... It isn't doing shit. Who lied to me in chat? We can stagger him this turn because of the sinking, I think. Maybe not. I want to cry. I hate this game. What happened? I'm staggering them all this time. We're not having a repeat. I will use Foregone Conclusion to make sure of this. Like, unironically. Okay, I really wish that would have targeted anybody else, but I guess that's fine. Ishmael will not perish. I should have probably saved Foregone Conclusion. What the heck, game? Are you kidding me? I'm so frustrated at this. The Prophet records endlessly. Why? Oh. Why is he marked? I actually... Wait, I did make all of them go. Alright. Check this shit out. I don't give a shit about any of your attacks. Perish. Ishmael, please. God dang it. Check this shit out. Staggered. Fight over. And that is why the contract is broken. Spamming Ebony Stem and Sun Shower was the only way to win. I knew Sinclair was going to be max damage.
여러분들, 왜 그렇게 뒷걸음질을 하시는 건가요?
Holy shit. Like, I knew he did the most, but good lord. That is by a good margin. Also, shout out to Greg being second highest despite not having very many coins. I really don't feel like this is the best ID in the game anymore. After having used it a few times. I know a lot of enemies in the new chapters are resistant to blunt, but man, this ID fell off really quick. But yeah, anybody else feeling like this new Sinclair is a top 5 ID right now? Alongside the other Sinclair that's a top 5 ID, Reindeer Ishmael, and then 2 other IDs that I am too lazy to name.
너도 야자야?
Why is there an announcement?
다른 사람들은 어쩜 그렇게
Issues identified. Let's see what was wrong. In English only, an issue where South Section 4 Outis Skill 3 has an incorrect description. Cool. Before, Clash Win deal more damage based on Clash Count, max 10. After, Clash Win gain poise based on Clash Count. What? How do you mess that up? Those are not even remotely the same thing. An issue where the Mirror Dungeon Ego Gift Bloody Mist activates its 6 identities and not 5. An issue where text regarding uptide tiers has incorrect text orders. Don't know what that means. Issue where there was an incorrect slot weight calculation upon reusing an ego skill when having the Mirror Dungeon Gift Rusty Commemorative Coin. I didn't notice one. An issue where the Mirror Dungeon Ego Gift Clear Mirror Calm Water does not work after enhancement. I didn't enhance it.
공부 중이었어요.
HP up effect does not apply to the Mirror Dungeon's Fey Lantern body part. Okay. An issue where the Mirror Dungeon's Ambling Pearl does not gain relevant buffs upon defeating Green Slime. Korean only. An issue where the new target extraction notice is lacking images. An issue where the background music does not play properly in some Mirror Dungeon encounters. Somebody pointed this out in chat earlier. An issue in the Mirror Dungeon where certain enemies are standing in incorrect places. What? And then it'll be fixed in the next update. I want to see more of the... Okay, that looks really cool. It's not a very good skill, but it looks cool. I see. So you have already conducted an interview with the members of Section 5. We didn't have any Section 5 sync identities, I thought. Yeah, the director was... Well, she certainly was a character. Oh, wait. Yeah, Dawn was Section 5. Section 5 director. Don Quixote, was it? I have heard many tales about her, he asked. As the child slowly strolled through an alleyway, a woman with a small notepad followed closely behind her. Are all of them going to be interviewed in their story? She also brought me on a 30-minute long stroll through the alleyways, actually. Like what we're doing now. Oh, my apologies. Perhaps this interview would have been better conducted at a proper reception room. No, I got pretty much everything I wanted to know about the Sync Association from you. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it Sync until he responds. The interview smiled? Did it now. Flipping through her notepad. Unlike in her previous interview, her notepad was filled to the brim with information. I thank you for your understanding. I am certain that you have already been informed, but this is a part of our work process. Please do understand. Yes, of course. In the corner margins of her notepad, the interviewer scribbled the following. Interviewee is somewhat unfriendly. It is Outis, after all. Of course, the child didn't see that. Well, if I were to speak my mind, I don't believe that neither directors of Section 4 and 5 are individuals fit for their respective positions. Should be, I don't believe that either director, singular, if you wanted to be grammatically correct, but that's fine. Gasp. Wouldn't you agree? Such flippant behavior ill befits the position of a leader. The child sighed, then looked at the interviewer. It was as though she was expecting an answer. Hahaha. I wouldn't know a thing about that. Is that so? Well, whichever it may be, I have no complaints about their martial prowess. When the director of our Section 4 wields his blade, for example, it inspires a certain chilling awe in people. Oh, yeah, I've heard the stories. He moves as though in a trance, guided by the blade itself right into the opponent's weakness. That is no exaggeration indeed. The stories are true. His technique is, well, it's not an easily replicated technique. If it could even be replicated, that is. The interviewer nodded along, jotting things down on her notepad as the child lectured. However, I, Outis, can confidently say that my very own skills do not fall behind the director's. Wrong. Once this is over, I plan to return to the training hall for a spar, unless you have prior engagements. Would you like to watch me duel? Oh, of course. Wouldn't miss it for the world. The child laughed gently and fixed her hat. She liked that answer. Very well, then let us hurry. The child began walking a little faster as though the thought raised her spirits. She seems very proud of her own skills. Maybe too proud. Agreed. Of course, the child didn't see the interview write that down either. The interview wrote it down? Really, the entire interview is... Not that the child needed to see it, that is. And the interviewer would soon see why. Right, she said the most important thing in a duel is to properly manage the distance between oneself and the opponent. The interviewer whispered to herself, observing the child. When the opponent finally had the chance to press the offensive, the child was already out of their reach. And when the opponent's defense cracked, even for a split second, the child quickly bridged the gap to exploit the opening. Then she rapidly retreated to the exact position as before. The child's distancing was precise, exact. It was almost as though she was measuring her every step with a ruler. She's doing all that with a hat on, too. The interviewer gulped and looked down at her notepad, and she quickly crossed out her earlier comment about the child's pride. She had to, of course. It was no mere boast. She was certainly skilled enough to back up her own claims. The training hall was bustling with noise, sounds of training swords clashing against one another, loud noises from association members' busy footwork scraping against the wooden floor. Right, this is going to be our third engagement. Yes, sir. The child was part of the noise. Well, to be more precise, the child's timid voice was presently getting buried in the noise. You should try going on the offensive first. The child drew his sword, looking somewhat hesitant. One may see a meek and nervous child with not a speck of talent in the art of dueling, going by the way he carried himself. But for whatever reason, the opposing association member appeared extremely tense, as though he was facing off against an overwhelming foe. On the third engagement, it's important to parry and redirect your opponent's straightforward momentum to the side. Only works if they're using a weapon like that, though. Yes, Director. The child, with his trembling and nervous voice, a little redundant, was teaching swordplay to the association member, a confusing sight indeed. Even more confusing was that somehow the child was the director of Sync Association Section 4. Next, with this attack... Oh. Whoosh. The child's blade moved faster than the speed of thought. That's not a speed. Pierced through the defenses and narrowly missed the opponent's jaw. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was trying to show you how to smoothly connect that parry into an attack. I'm okay. So this is the director's famed... No, this isn't anything impressive. Moving like the blade guides me just means that I don't have control over my own blade. Unlike the spectator's impressed hollers, the child appears rather dejected. It was as though the child descends into a world of his own, where there is naught else but himself and the blade, a manifestation of an extremely intense level of focus. With his particular techniques perfected in that focused state, the child rose through the ranks to become the director of the Sync Association Section 4, but the child felt as though his achievements weren't his own, that he didn't get this far purely with his skills with the blade. This position was a burden to him, and the child thought himself undeserving of such a responsibility. That sounds like Sinclair, yeah. As the child mused quietly to himself after regaining a bit of distance from his sparring opponent, a gauntlet flew out of nowhere and struck the child. To throw the gauntlet as a member of the Sync Association is to challenge someone to a duel. Of course, these challenges happened among the members of the Sync Association as well. Sorry about that, Director. Somebody put out a duel contract against you, so... Wait, somebody hired the Sync Association to fight a member of the Sync Association. That's cute. One of the main functions of the Sync Association is to duel in the client's stead, to be hired as a champion in a duel against an individual of the client's choosing. Of course, their goal is to carry out the terms of the contract as stipulated. Contracts against other members of the Sync Association happened more often than one might think. It was common for members of the Sync Association to make enemies in the city, after all. And these contracts happened quite often against the director of Section 4, considering that he was known for his rather timid disposition. And the rules are? I tried my best to talk him out of it, but my client really has it out for you, Director. My client requested a level 3 duel, trial by combat, a duel to the death. Fine, I accept. The child sighed. It was almost a shuddering sigh. The association member who threw the gauntlet noticed it too. He grinned. But the child's sigh did not indicate fear. You're a new transfer to Section 4, aren't you? Yes, I am. I guess you didn't hear what happened last time. Several voices echo through the training hall. Oh, that poor man. That's a shame. But it would be a shame to withdraw a thrown gauntlet. Et tu pay? Hey! The room's atmosphere, everyone's attitude, everything was telling him that something was seriously wrong, but it was too late. His grand plan of taking the massive sum of the contract fee, his plan of taking over the tragically vacated office of the director. Focus on the tip of my blade. And he's dead. Scattered to nothingness as the child's blade swiftly yet brutally penetrated his skull.